Have you ever thought about how many songs there are about heartbreak? How many songs there are that communicate how someone feels about a love lost or about someone who isn't in your life anymore? It actually got me thinking that the energy that someone feels when they go through a separation or an energetic breakup of a relationship that was meaningful to you, whether it was a good relationship or a toxic relationship or whatever it was, when that bond breaks, whether it's amicably or whether it's because one person doesn't want to be with another person anymore, it's so interesting to see and to feel the emotion that comes out of that. That part of human life, that part of life has resulted in so much art and creativity and expression. You hear it on every other radio station. Every other song you hear, it's about the feelings that someone feels when they go through a breakup. And it's something that has related to me, something that I've been going through in my journey over the last few months, a separation in a relationship, an intimate relationship. In the pain of that loss, or in the pain of that feeling of separation between an energetic bond between someone, the only thing that has allowed me to process and alchemize that feeling inside of me, that feeling of heartbreak and that feeling of separation, is to express myself creatively. Whether that is in the form of drawing something or writing something or coming up with ideas that express what I'm feeling inside of me, it's like this powerful piece of momentum, this energy that actually is inside of you that hurts like you've never hurt before. But as a human being, there's this opportunity to alchemize that energy into something beautiful, into art. And you can just look at all of the R&B songs, all of the country songs, all of the pop songs, every single genre of song that you can imagine, there is an expression of that feeling, and it is an outlet. And that is the beautiful thing about art, is that as an artist, you are communicating something that you feel inside, or an idea that you have that will resonate with someone who is viewing your art. Now, whether that is in an art gallery or whether that is listening to a beautiful piece of music that expresses the feeling inside of you, I've come to realize that it actually doesn't matter what that medium is. But what's important, if you are going through something like that, where you feel that hopelessness, you feel that pain of a separation and an energetic bond, finding a creative outlet where you can write and you can express what you're feeling in an artistic form is probably one of the most magical and powerful experiences you can go through. And you've got to look at it from this standpoint. You are alchemizing that pain and you're turning it into something. And that is a beautiful process of creation. Now, as an artist or as a creative, most of the time, you're probably spending creating for other people, doing briefs, helping brands, create graphics or images. But when you start expressing as an artist, you start expressing the feelings that are inside of yourself. That is when you start contributing to the collective consciousness, the collective creative field. It is our God-given right and our God-given talent as human beings on this earth to be able to express ourselves freely. And that is something through this period of my life that I'm realizing is something that I truly hold dear to me. And for the last few years, I've almost leant too far to the other side, where I've been creating for other people over my own inherent need to create something. There's this beautiful book called The Artist's Way. She talks about this concept of a shadow artist, where you spend the most of your life, you spend the majority of your life creating for other people, whether it's writing scripts, film ideas, advertising, whether it's graphic design, whether it's all of these things, you spend your time only in your vocational job, selling your talents and your abilities to create someone else's vision. You know, you have to provide for yourself and you have to eat. If you can tap into your own expression as an artist, then you are honoring your soul, you are honoring your purpose on this earth. And the way I have been called to go back to that self-expression has been through the pain of a breakup, because it was so painful that I had to express myself. And I had a conversation with a friend the other day, and he was like, look, when he went through a big breakup, he would write poetry. But as soon as he healed that breakup, he stopped writing poetry. He felt like he didn't have the need to express himself anymore. Now, I think that's also interesting, because as artists, we almost feel like we need to feed off that negative energy because it helps us become more creative. But what I want to do out of this experience is, yes, leverage that pain, but also be able to consistently, even when I'm feeling amazing, feel that need to express myself as an artist, as opposed to just waiting for something that causes a flood or a tsunami of emotion in me that I have to then create. And imagine if you could create consistently throughout your life, as opposed to waiting for things like heartbreak or deep loss or drug addictions to then start expressing those negative feelings. And that, I believe, is my purpose on earth, and maybe it is yours too. And if you are someone who's in a creative field, whether it's in production, whether it's in graphic design, if you can have your paid work, but then you can also make time and prioritize your own creative work, your own creative expression, I think that is going to make you a more well-rounded, balanced, happy, and productive artist and entrepreneur.